Nick Cicatelli here again for a Midsummer's Night stream. For the first question, what was memorable about the play for me? The most memorable thing about the play was kind of like the beginning, where there was like that love triangle between Lysander, Demetrius, and Hermia, because that kind of is like a flashback to high school, like the stereotypical drama of like the love triangle. Like he loves her, she loves him, he loves somebody else. Just kind of felt funny and a little reminiscent of typical high school dramas and stuff. And I just really like that because it shows that those themes are still present in society even from the time of Shakespeare. For the second question, the three major points of tension. For the first one, there's the tension between Hermia and her father because Hermia loves Lysander and wants to be with him, but her father wants her to reconsider her options and gives her until her wedding day to change her mind. And she could get executed or she'd be sent to a nun's convent, and those both create conflict between Hermia and her father. For the second one, there's the Oberon versus Titania, which is the conflicts over the Indian boy that Titania is kind of like taking care of. Um, and this kind of sets the rest of the play in motion because of this Indian boy, Oberlin sends Puck to mess with the love potion mumbo gumbo, and that kind of prolongs or pushes forward the rest of the play. And for the third one, there's Puck versus the world because Puck is literally just trying to do his best to do his job, which is what Oberlin told him to do, and he keeps screwing up. And he knows if he comes back to Oberlin and not perform his job correctly, he could get in a lot of trouble. So he's just really trying his best to get his job done correctly, and it seems like the world's just out to get him and not really helping him out. For the third question, what's the role of theater and performance in the play? So, since it's an all male performance, they have to act like women, and if you don't put a very believable performance on, nobody's going to believe that you're a woman. In addition, like props and costumes can really help with that. Like you need to make sure it looks like a woman and sounds like a woman and it's like believable as a woman, because otherwise, like even if you show good emotions, the audience isn't going to believe that it's a man and a woman, and they're just going to think it's two guys, and the meaning of the play becomes different. For the fourth one about gender in the play, so the genders are depicted differently, I would imagine, because there's guys and girls in the play, even though they're all played by guys. So since they are all still played by males, my last answer kind of still applies to this, where they need to put on a believable performance. Otherwise, they're not. Nobody's going to think that they're performing a girl. They're just going to think that they're performing another guy, and the meaning of the play changes. There's not a whole lot of difference between the mortal and the fairy worlds because the ideas that exist in the mortal world still exist in the fairy world. Like the fairies still fight, they still get jealous of each other and their friends, and they still and at the end still love each other, which is kind of how the mortal world goes too. Uh, and do you think having men playing women characters changes or informs the depiction of gender? As long as the guy can put on a really good performance and make it look like he's playing a female, I think the play would perform quite well and no issues. But if he can't put on a good performance, it's just going to look like a really good actor and one guy and a really bad actor that's trying to be a girl but is like obviously still a guy in the other. I think that's it.